Announcing the newest cleaning tool in the universe. The first drawstring bag good enough to be called Glad. For broken toys and sporting goods. Glad bags have extra strong red drawstrings to seal tight and open easy. Even for the neighbor's bulky junk. Clean up your space. New Glad drawstrings.
It's a stress headache, and it starts from the shoulders, and it goes up into my head. I have this right here, and that's when I know it's bad.
Lisa, I'd like you to try Tylenol gel caps. For pain like yours, nothing works better.
It's gone. I feel much better. I took the new gel caps, and I feel I can go out and tackle the world and deal with the people I need to deal with in a nice way.
New extra-strength Tylenol gel caps. In the real world of everyday pain, nothing works better.
Well, nobody wants their baby's diaper to leak. That's a pain in the neck. But what's more important is that it keeps her dry, because dry skin should stay healthier. As both a pediatrician and a parent, that's important to me.
Introducing a diaper with the air dry system. Different because now the top sheet has air pockets right underneath, so it can absorb irritating wetness almost instantly. Wetness goes down into a lock-away core. Air goes up, leaving the top sheet so dry you can prove it with powder.
Tried the new diaper. It really did keep her dry. What does the baby say?
What a great improvement. Today's Ultra Pampers Plus with the air dry system, because healthy skin begins with dry skin.
These days, you see Hyundais everywhere. But rarely at this elevation. The dependable Excel from Hyundai. Cars that make sense.
Police call it the priest killings. Two different murders committed in the same way. It could be the work of a serial killer.
Killing Catholic priests.
Catch the killer on Unsolved Mysteries. Then on Night Court, it's a big bird. Some big pigs.
Feel free to use the utensils.
And some perky pilgrims.
Just like a dream I had the other night.
Give thanks with Night Court. Then it's David Letterman, Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, Howie Mandel, and more in the funniest reunion of the year.
The United Caucasian College Fund needs your help.
The Comedy Store class reunion after Night Court Wednesday.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brad Wright, and coming up next on Channel 5 News tonight, missing a week, police fear foul play in the disappearance of a Metroplex bank executive. Her car has been found abandoned. Authorities tonight have $1 million in cash, part of the evidence confiscated during a major drug bust. And in our cover story, coping and caring for early arrivals, premature infants that used to die but now have a fighting chance. Channel 5 News tonight is next.
The best late-night people on TV are only on NBC.
Discover what millions of women throughout the world have found in Neozome's Système Anti-Age from Lancôme Paris. Neozome, the daytime skincare system that makes your skin look and feel younger. Microspheres that target the skin surface layers to make your skin feel softer and smoother.
With Neozome, you will see and feel a younger-looking skin. Neozome, Système Anti-Age, Lancôme, Paris.
Available at Dillard's.
How does the CFO of Porsche stay ahead of the competition? AT&T. For the highest performance long-distance service, make sure you hear.
Thank you for using AT&T.
When the president of Walt Disney World goes around the world, how does he get back to Main Street, USA? AT&T. For easy access to our operators from overseas, make sure you hear.
AT&T USA Direct, may I help you?
Introduce your family to Mr. Turkey.
My
kids want food that tastes good.
Good for them.
I want food that's low in fat and cholesterol.
Good for you. Mr. Turkey is 2 times good for you.
The goodness of whole turkey and everything from lunch meats to ham. Naturally low in fat and cholesterol.
Introduce your family to all the taste without a lot of fat.
Good for them, good for you. Mr. Turkey is 2 times good for you.
Channel 5, KXAS-TV.
I can't imagine anybody wanting to hurt her.
I don't remember any Republicans or Democrats running on a Please Raise My Taxes program.
The doctors assure us that he's going to live a very normal life and grow up to be Dallas Cowboys quarterback.
The news continues with the night team. Brad Wright, Alice Carone, Scott Murray, and Harold Taft. And now, Channel 5 News Tonight.
An area-wide search is underway tonight for a 31-year-old bank vice president. Good evening, everyone. Catherine Tom has been missing for a week now.
Arlington police tonight are trying to piece together what few clues they have in the case. In the meantime, Channel 5's Larry Mullins tells us the woman's disappearance has her family on edge and her neighbors living in fear.
Tonight, John and Nancy France are living a parent's nightmare. Their 31-year-old daughter, Catherine Tom, disappeared a week ago. Catherine is a vice president at First City Bank in Arlington, and with a bright future, which included a 10-year-old son, John France says he knows his daughter didn't just pack up and leave. She didn't show up at her Arlington apartment that night.
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock went by and she wasn't home, and we really started getting concerned.
This just was totally out of character. I started calling hospitals and calling police.
Now, Arlington police say Mrs. Tom left her apartment here around 7:30 a.m. last Monday, headed for a conference at the main office of the First City Bank here in Arlington. She never made it there. Police say Tom was last seen at the drive-thru of the First City branch where she worked. She reportedly withdrew a large amount of money. Her car was found 2 days later in a Euless shopping center untouched.
There was no obvious signs of a struggle or foul play or violence in the vehicle.
Tonight, there is fear among Mrs. Tom's neighbors. The homeowners president went door to door, forming a neighborhood watch. Fear rules.
Anytime anybody sees a car outside, they call. We've had the police here at least 10 times since that night.
The missing woman's son says he saw nothing out of the ordinary the day his mother disappeared.
Yeah, I saw her get in the car and drive off.
Catherine Tom is 5 feet 6 inches tall, 115 pounds, with brown hair and hazel eyes. She was last seen wearing a black or gray business suit. If you know of her whereabouts, you're asked to contact any local authority. Larry Mullins, Channel 5 News Tonight.
A missing 3-year-old is back home tonight. Arturo Hernandez Jr. wandered away from a Dallas apartment complex before noon and turned up at a gas station in Mesquite a couple of hours later. Police want to know what happened in between. For now, his father is glad he's safe. Arturo, who doesn't speak English, says he was picked up by a man and put in a car. The boy will be checked by a doctor tomorrow. Police say there's no evidence he was abused in any way, but they say it is very possible.
Mexican police have enlisted the help of a top tracker in their search for up to 4 snipers who fired on a rafting party on the Rio Grande Saturday. The gunman apparently fled on horseback. A couple was rafting down the river with the help of a guide when the shots came from cliffs on the Mexican side of the canyon. Those shots killed Michael Heffley of Eastland, Texas, as he tried to help his wife to safety. The guide was hit in the thigh. He's in stable condition. Mrs. Heffley was also wounded. She is in stable condition as well. A DPS spokesman says this is the second time this year American tourists have reported shots coming at them from those bluffs.
The foundation is laid tonight for a court of inquiry into controversial shootings by Dallas police officers. Dallas County Commissioners passed a resolution today instructing Dallas County District judges to call the court of inquiry if they find evidence that a law may have been broken in a past police shooting. A grand jury is already investigating alleged discrepancies between police and autopsy reports in some controversial shootings. But Commissioner John Wiley Price says a court of inquiry is better because it's conducted in public and can provide immunity to former grand jurors who may want to voice concern about the way past grand jury sessions were handled on police shooting cases.
The FBI and the DEA, working in cooperation with other drug enforcement agencies to bust a drug ring, arrested 5 men in connection with marijuana distribution. 3 of those arrests were made in North Richland Hills, the other 2 in Oklahoma. Drug agents got a tip in August that one of the suspects was involved in distributing 8 to 12 tons per month of marijuana to Arizona, California, Ohio, Oklahoma, and the northeastern United States. Drug agents used a reverse sting operation to snare the suspected drug dealers. Authorities have more than $1 million in cash as evidence. They seized 2 Oklahoma residences, a resort in Thurber, Texas, 6 vehicles, scales, and money-counting machines.
The inauguration is still 2 months away, but the pressure is on and growing for President-elect George Bush to do something about the budget deficit. Despite the many members of both political parties who say raising taxes is the only way, Bush knows all too well that isn't the way he won a trip to the White House.
I don't remember any Republicans or Democrats running on a please raise my taxes program.
But 2 men who have been there, former Presidents Gerald Ford and Jimmy Carter, met with Bush today and suggested just that. Among their recommendations for balancing the budget, begin immediate talks with Congress, enforce a freeze on defense, cut back Medicare fees for doctors, make cuts in farm price supports, and finally, raise taxes on gasoline, cigarettes, beer, and wine.
I don't see any practical way to have a balanced budget or near balanced budget by 1993, just with spending cuts and without any revenue increases.
Bush is hoping Richard Darman can see something that Carter can't. He was named today as the President-elect's new budget director, a move that could reassure the financial markets, considering Darman's widely respected reputation. Meanwhile, another former president, Richard Nixon, was visiting with the vice president-to-be, Dan Quayle, and offered these observations on the man who hasn't been heard from much lately.
He's a very different man from the intellectual midget that has been portrayed in much of the media. This is a man who has strong views. He's highly intelligent. He's highly dedicated. I think he's going to make an excellent vice president.
Today, Bush announced he will keep 2 more members of the Reagan cabinet. Richard Thornburg will stay on as Attorney General, and Lauro Cavazos of Texas will continue as Secretary of Education.
Well, the fact that there is no official remembrance hasn't stopped a steady stream of people from making their way to downtown Dallas to remember what happened to President Kennedy there 25 years ago tomorrow. Many of them walked through Dealey Plaza where the president was shot, but most of them toured the Kennedy Memorial nearby. The stone slab inscribed with Kennedy's name and surrounded by a partial wall attracted hundreds of the curious earlier today, yet is relatively quiet tonight. The Dallas County Democratic Party, which had been in charge of the official observance, last marked the anniversary of the assassination 5 years ago. Since then, has opted to remember President Kennedy on his birthday every May. Still ahead on Channel 5 News tonight, the miracle of birth can sometimes bring with it tears and fears when a child is born early.
In our cover story, how parents cope with premature births and how modern medicine is working miracles. Stay with us.
How can anyone offer me a computer solution without seeing my business first?
Call MicroAge to look at your business, computers, service, training, and more.
Many times on these big Texas ranches, I heard about the husband dying and his wife didn't have any idea of how to handle the money. I wanted to be sure that my girl knew all about the money situation. I heard about One Plus and it sounded all right. They give you a complete statement, checking, saving, CDs, and IRAs. My wife knows as much about it now as I do.
There's someone special who comes once a year. He's cuddly with magical powers. Humphrey Huggabear. He's back at Eckerd for just $10 with any $30 purchase. Get him soon, because like Christmas, Humphrey will be gone before you know it. An easy way to get Humphrey now is to stock up on hair care products. Choose All Set or Consort Hairspray for men, just $1.49 each. Plus, save on Aussie Shampoo, Sponge Spray, and 3-Minute Miracle, all specially priced. Stock up and pick up Humphrey Huggabear only at Eckerd.
For most parents, the birth of a child is the most thrilling, exhilarating experience of their lives. But those first magic moments of parenthood are sometimes ruined by fear, guilt, and sadness.
That's what can happen when a baby is born premature, born too early. In our cover story tonight, Channel 5's Linda Frederick visits with the parents of preemies.